Yo, welcome back to the Cap. This is episode 226. That's RJ Levichin. I am Nate Sperlin. On this episode, we discuss Aminé's 2.5, and then we also react to the tragic news of the Travis Scott Astrofest on, was that Friday? It was Friday. So yeah, rest in peace and well wishes to everyone who either died or is hospitalized or was treated. You can check it out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Verbal, and more. So we will see you there. Yo, welcome back to the Cap. This is episode 226. I am Nate Sperlin. That is RJ Levichin. RJ, how you doing today?
Good, man. Martha was late as usual, but it'd be like that.
No comment on Martha.
No, zero comment.
This is your weekly tour through hip hop. I am Nate Sperlin, and that's RJ Levichin. Shout out to everyone who hates daylight saving time.
Oh yeah, it's already dark.
Yeah, it's like 4:20 right now, and it's about to be dark. I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't know. How was your weekend? What did you do?
Nothing. It was my friend's birthday, so just birthday stuff.
I went to my first soccer game.
What?
I went to my first soccer game.
Who'd you watch play?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Who did you watch play?
The New York City Football Club, which is a dumbass name. And
it's just New York City FC. Team. Don't say football club. Say
that's
FC.
What they kept saying. That's what they kept saying like the whole time. Like, oh,
dude,
get ready
stop.
for your New York City
You making me
club.
look stupid. You saying football club. So
that's what
relax.
That's what the
FC.
announcer
just
guy was
FC.
saying.
It's New York City FC.
My whole point is that it's a dumb name because just assign an animal or whatever to it.
What are you talking about?
Because if I say football club, right, and we're talking about soccer, you have no idea who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but the thing is, in football, like your mascot and your team name are not the same.
I don't think they have a mascot. I think it's literally just
I'm
New
pretty
York
sure
City
that
Football
do.
Club. I didn't.
It might be an extension of Man City and like the Sharks. It might be.
So then, why don't they just call themselves the Sharks?
Because that's not how teams work in soccer.
That literally
that's not how they work.
Sense. Another issue I have with soccer: why is the clock ticking up instead of down?
What do you mean?
Because if I'm playing, right, I want to know how much time I have left, not how much time has passed.
Dude, you can't count.
So in the middle of trying to find this ball,
in the first half, you going up to 45. In the second half, you going up to 90. So in the middle
of trying to find this ball on the grass, I also have to look up real quick and do quick maths. Okay, 35 minutes have passed, so that means I have 10 minutes left as I'm trying to kick this ball and not get hit by other people.
What are you talking about quick maths for?
Because
I can just quick maths.
Because in every other sport, I can just look up at the clock and be like, okay, there's 10 minutes left.
Americans are dumb. That's why they have to count down.
This is literally
that's why they have to count down.
There
are generations and generations of children that have had the ability to get it.
But why can't you just count down?
You not being able to get it, I feel like is a comment on you.
But why can't you just count that? But all I'm saying is that in terms of making the sport more inclusive of Americans, because
count down.
Yes.
No.
Why can't you count down?
Because you should understand that if you should understand that if we're in the 89th minute and there's 90 minutes in the game, there's a minute left. That's what you should understand. It's not hard. It's not hard.
All I'm saying is
it is not hard.
It's not hard. You're right. But all I'm saying is that at the end of the day,
it's
unnecessary.
4 or 5.
But it's an unnecessary.
Why can't you count down? I don't get it.
It's an unnecessary mental gymnastic that I have to do.
It's not a mental gymnastic.
Want to play the sport.
It's literally counting the other way.
Exactly.
Quite literally counting the other way.
And I gotta add and subtract stuff.
You call that gymnastic? You don't have to add.
This is soccer, not fucking trigonometry.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
This is not the New York City region.
It's the 53
I didn't know
minute.
that there was a math. I didn't know there was like a math test that came with having to be a soccer player.
You sounding real dumb saying this.
I'm just look, man. Hey, man.
You got it.
Hey, man.
You got it.
I'm just trying to be honest here, and I'm just saying that
But you better tell me. You just told the whole world that you was watching soccer, and you was like, all right, I'll carry the one.
Nah, I wasn't. Like, I was looking at it. My whole point is that if I go to a football game, I know there's 14 minutes left just by looking at something, and then I can just like go back to watching. And it's like,
dude, if you watch soccer and understand soccer, it's the same thing. Like, okay. I don't ever look at the clock or the timer and start doing math in my head. I don't have to do quick math. I have
a few more gripes about this too. Why do games end in a tie?
Because no one is good enough. No one's good. No one. That's the whole point. It's like if you add the difference between every other sport and soccer is that like you can the outcome the potential possibilities for the outcome. You add a whole nother possibility. So you add so much more chance and circumstances to the sport.
I'm not buying that.
I guess.
I just feel
I don't know if you have to buy it.
The whole issue. I'm just airing out my issues with soccer right now, right? Because also, if I dedicate 90 minutes to watching something, I expect there to be a conclusion.
There is a conclusion. Nothingness. That is also a conclusion.
That's a pretty depressing conclusion.
You ever watch the movie? You ever watch the movie and it's building up,
and I hate that.
Happens, and you like,
and it immediately becomes the worst movie of all time.
The beautiful game is that when both teams have a chance to win, and nobody does, it's like both teams aren't penalized for it.
I'd rather lose than tie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather lose than die. Give me something.
You don't know anything about soccer, so you don't know how that like would hurt you.
I know
that could hurt
you. A loss in anything will hurt somebody. If you lose a baseball game or a basketball game,
but the thing is, it's like, okay, the way that it works, it's like Mario Kart. You accrue points over each game, each match. Uh-huh. Is that it's like a draw counts as a point.
That's like hockey, but even in hockey,
if you win, you get 3 points. If you draw, you get 1 point.
But even in hockey,
so if we're in a situation where it's like, you need 95 points to secure the league championship, it's like I'll take the draw and get the 1 point that secures me the championship because I'm at fucking 94.
Yeah, I'd rather, because at least the loss makes me feel mad, and then I have to like. That motivates me for the next game to do better. If you're
supposed to win a game, if you're supposed to win the game and you got a draw, trust me, you mad as shit. And that's also another thing is that like sometimes a draw can feel like a win.
That's my whole thing. There ain't no
that's lit.
Victories in sports.
That's lit. I'm sorry that like
this is
American sports like to be so finite.
It has
but international sports are more open-minded.
More freedom. You sound like Kyrie. I just want you to know that you sound like Kyrie Irving.
I am vaccinated.
Was soccer football? Was soccer hockey in another life? Is that what you want to tell me now?
Stop. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Is soccer gonna try to rap down?
I'll go get the sage right now and burn these motherfucking demons. Don't do that.
That's fine.
But we got some. It's been a weird week.
It's music, a weird weekend, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is that what we're here?
All right, Mr. Soccer. Yo, I'm just gonna justify everything about this sport. Is that your favorite sport? Is soccer your favorite sport?
It's my second favorite sport.
What's your first favorite sport?
Formula One.
Where does basketball rank and all that?
Probably third.
Okay.
Basketball used to be my favorite sport, and then soccer became my favorite sport, and then Formula One became my favorite sport. So basketball like got shifted down, but basketball was my favorite sport because I played and I was like good enough where I could enjoy it.
I played basketball on Friday.
Were you nice? I went on a run on Thursday. On Thursday, and I was like, "Wait, do I have COVID?" And like that was how bad my lungs were. After running, so like I have to start running again because I was going to die. Like, I might have to like get an inhaler and also start running.
I'm not even gonna hold you. The cold weather kind of makes that worse too.
Like no, it doesn't kind of. It makes it worse.
Oh yeah, no, it's horrible. I had like my nose. I felt like, like when you like the first COVID test when you put it up there and then you feel like something's basically touching your brain. That's how my nose felt like throughout the whole day because of the cold weather.
Yeah. I'm not with this. I'm not trying to be running.
Sound like a fish out of water there.
I feel
RJ, sponge out of water. That movie that we never watch anyway. Thank you for listening on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, verbal and more, do us a favor, hit the like buttons and subscribe to OldMilk Media at OldMilk Media on Instagram and Twitter. We have two things to talk about. We have one project and then some unfortunate things to talk about. So let's talk about the project first. We have Aminé 2.5, 12 tracks, 27 minutes long, no features. Ricky Thompson is on the skits though. RJ, what did you think?
2.5, man. I really like that Aminé does this. I think that all artists should do something like this. I feel like especially if you're not a actually, even if you are an experimental artist, I think that like dropping a little mixtape of you just know like little shit that you don't necessarily care about, you're not trying to promote, you're just like, having fun, is definitely beneficial to artists that, especially like really big mainstream artists that are like have to make the music. I wish more of them did mixtapes and just kind of like had fun. Cause like the big thing about the music industry is like, especially when it gets closer to the winter, you can kind of like drop whatever you want. You can still drop hits and it can still work, but you can kind of like drop whatever you want. So I appreciate it. I fucked with it a lot. I like that Ricky Thompson was brought back. And the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, I think that this project confused me a little bit more than 1.5 did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that 1.5, I was like, oh, like this is like thinking about like Dr. Whoever is like that as an intro is like, oh, we about to get like this, like dive into this person's like psyche, I guess. Mm-hmm. And 2.5 didn't like have that same feel, but if you keep it within the context of the series, it was great. And I think that, more artists should do it. And I think the production was definitely different. I think that he did try a few new things. And I'm interested and intrigued to see how the public responds to it, because I think that there's some good music on it for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like this more than Limbo, to be honest with you. Like Limbo was calm, but I like some of the songs I gravitate more to here. I think it's because of the beat selection.
I was about to say, I think the production is like more
a beat,
easier, more palatable.
Yeah. Charmander. First of all, when Charmander came out, it's immediately was one of my favorite songs. Did you see the music video for it? Or
I meant to watch it right before this podcast, but I did not.
It is a very good music video. I really enjoyed it.
He's one of the better music video makers.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. There's a lot of good music video makers that I feel like just do not get talked about, like when the VMAs come around, and it's like weird. I guess the VMAs is a popularity contest anyway.
Yeah, so. I mean, is the reason why we don't really like award shows like that anymore anyway.
I like award shows. People don't, but award shows need like help. They need
when they actually do it right. Yeah, like when they actually
haven't done it right in decades.
That's why we don't like them.
They need more people.
But 2.5 was good. I like Ricky Thompson on the skits. Beat selection was good. I like Aminé singing and trying new things. I'm always, me, I'm always about artists trying new things, and I'm excited for the next album.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good project. I think that's the thing, is it's like
a sampler.
These projects, and I think about even 1.5, is that I feel like he supplied songs that he was like, whatever is my next project will not have this. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give you this, so that you're not like asking for it. Like you have it. I feel like reel it in. Mm-hmm. If you think about a song like Reel It In, mm-hmm. that's like a great example of like, I put this song on my in between project and not on the album because it would have taken away from the album. And I like appreciate that out of an artist, because I think that Limbo was a very like specific type of vibe.
It was very focused.
Like,
yeah,
this is just a hit. Like Reel It In is is something for the club. Mm-hmm. So I fuck with it. I think there's a lot of songs in here that are like similar. I don't know if they hit the same. Like, I don't know if there's anything like catchy in here. Like, there's a bunch of songs that are like, oh, this is a good song. But it reminds me, it doesn't remind me because the beats are a lot harder. Mm-hmm. The artistry is different. But it reminds me of like Tyler, the Creator's like Call Me If You Get Lost, where there's like a bunch of good songs. And there are songs that you could like make the argument like, oh, he was trying to like make a hit here. Mm-hmm. And like, they don't necessarily come off like that.
Yeah,
I mean, like Juggernaut is a great example of like a song that you make, like when you're making it, you're like, oh, this could go off in a club, and then like the song comes out, and you're like, I would never play this at the club ever. Like I never would.
I mean, I think
double G's on my feet, double Vivas on me.
That first of all, that beat was crazy. The flow, Uzi always works those weird beats.
Eat it and leave.
But I think one thing I will say to your point about catchiness, the whatever sample they used in the beat for Charmander kind of gets stuck in your head.
That shit was heat.
It kind of really gets stuck in your head.
I think that's clearly this.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, I mean, you put it out first.
Literally.
Yeah. But that being said, what are your favorite tracks?
What are my favorite tracks? You go first.
I got Colors, Twisted, Charmander, and Van Gogh. I like how Van Gogh ends. I like the vocals at the end of it.
I like Van Gogh. I like Shit to Love, Meant to Be.
I like Meant to Be too. Didn't add that one.
Van Gogh and Neo. Oh, and Okay With Me. Or like Okay With Me. And Charmander, obviously.
Yeah, I mean Charmander's great. Watch that music video, man. When you get a chance. Yep. All right. So we talked about soccer. We talked about Aminé. Now it's time to talk about some sad stuff. Travis Scott Astrofest. First of all, before we get into it,
Astrofest not Astro World Fest?
I've seen people say Astro World. I've seen people say Astrofest. I'm just just vibes. Yeah. Just vibes, man.
Yeah.
That being said, sending well wishes to the people who were injured both physically and mentally at Astrofest. Rest in peace to the 8 people who didn't make it home. I think we got to start off by saying that. It was held in Houston's Energy Park, NRG. Like now, I see what they did there. 50,000 people in attendance. Just a quick rundown of at least because the reason why Saturday was a weird day was because you kind of wake up to this news and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse the more you pay attention to it. Yeah. And it's still getting worse and worse and worse. Like we're recording this on Monday and there's so much stuff that came out that's like, oh, well.
Like just now.
Yeah, like this is easily preventable. And it kind of made my Saturday. First of all, I had a good Saturday, but there was also a part of me that felt like I couldn't, if this didn't happen, I'd enjoy my Saturday more. Like, you know, like when there's just days where like there's just a cloud over you and like it's just one of those tragic days. So that being said, this is just something that RJ, because I have a quick rundown here of like things I saw that might be interesting. But RJ, do you have any thoughts first before I go into
rest in peace, first and foremost. I mean, there's a bunch of things that I know that we're gonna get into, so I don't like audience members don't think that I'm trying to be like be disrespectful or focus on the wrong thing or whatever. But I do think that it's important that we take this time to acknowledge our own etiquette when we're at events like this. You know, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, you know, young kids shouldn't be going, like whatever. It's like, I don't think that people should be in situations where, you know, other people are so inconsiderate of their surroundings and what's happening around them that they, you know, are, you know, putting people in danger. You know, I saw people jumping on medical cars that are trying to get the people and just kind of like being in like this state of like, I don't give a fuck about what's happening around me. And it's like, you can have fun and not be an asshole. Like, you can do both. It's okay. Like
contrary to popular belief. You know? That's
as much as
he's having fun, he's not being a dickhead.
Yeah,
throw him in the river. Like that's
like it
never
may
gonna
seem
happen.
Really weird to like have fun and be nice, but you can do both. And I would also say, you know, it's hard to speak on it because I've read a lot of the stuff and I know that, you know, people are like, oh well, you know, why weren't more people helping other people up and stuff like that? Like, you gotta understand, there were so many people in there that if you fell, like there wasn't enough space for someone to bend over and like reach a hand out and like grab you up. Like there wasn't enough space. But I would say that when you are going into these events, with groups and stuff like that, you know, unless this changes the precedent for events, which it very may well do. I think that if it doesn't, that we as music lovers and event goers be more in tune of, you know, coming up with ways to keep each other safe, keep each other up, be supporting each other's balance, you know, when you're in situations like this. Because, you know, if festivals and concerts are happening, it's like people want to, you know, they're excited, they're not paying attention, they want to be more into the music, they're drunk or whatever. Is that like being in a situation where you're going in groups and you have the ability to kind of like be accountable for each other and protect each other, is definitely something to consider. I just went to Rolling Loud, and I remember when Travi came on and everybody flocking to that area and how that was. I can only fucking imagine if people got wind that Drake was there and they were like, Drake showed up and they all ran over there. I can only imagine how much worse it would have been, because of like how I understand, you know, a bunch of drunk fans late at night, you know, and the headliners there,
not
you know,
just I get
drunk, that energy,
like on everything, on other things too, lots of other things.
Exactly, you know, it's like everything. But I do think you know, we as event goers have to be in tune with the fact that, you know, we coming off a pandemic and a lot of people, this is their first event, this, you know, whatever, and they're overexcited and they're not drinking responsibly and they're not, you know, considerate of other people, and so you have to take care of yourself. And that's a hard thing to say and a hard thing to hear, you know, but at the end of the day is that, like, I don't ever have faith in, as a person whose life has been saved by festival security, I don't have no faith in festival security. I don't have faith in any police when we get into these situations. Like, at the end of the day is that, like, police in those circumstances, they just be looking at people as people. And, you know, going there, like, I would even say, like, and this is like a wild thing to say, but reading some of this stuff, it's like, how difficult is it to get CPR training? How hard is that? Is it hard? Like, I'm not telling people that if you want to go to events to get CPR training, I'm saying is that, like, more of us have to be like, that should happen sometimes. Let me be in a position to protect my friends and help my friends if they were to need me. As minuscule and stupid as this stuff may be, is that, like, event goers that knew how to give CPR were the ones saving people's lives. It was not medical staff. And that is like something that, like, to be wary of when you go into these events, because, you know, having this idea that, like, oh, if my friend gets too sick, you know, someone's going to take it, is like, probably not. Like, I doubt it. Like,
yeah,
niggas are too focused on other shit. So we got to take care of each other. We got to take care of ourselves, so that we can have fun. And, you know, as much as I wish that everybody wasn't an asshole, it's like, there's gonna be assholes out there.
Yeah.
There was a motherfucker stabbing people with a needle.
Yeah,
shit, like, you know. So yeah, just rest in peace to all of them, and let's try to, like, have more fun and be safer and protect each other at these events.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's, ironically enough, it seems like people being stuck at home made them lose all their home training. Like, that's so ironic to me, but it's so true. But some of the reports, some of the videos, first of all, before it even began, like, people breaking into the venue before it was even open in the first place, and then people jumping over barriers to try to, there were barriers, and you know how, like, lines be like this and stuff like that, people jumping over them to try to be the first person to buy, like, Travis Scott merch and stuff like that. Like I saw a video of one of the people who were responsible for selling the merch, like, just video recording it. It looked like zombies coming to, like, it was really something wild to see. Like RJ mentioned before, videos of medics struggling to get to people in need because people are raging on the ambulances and carts or whatever. Videos of people trying to get the show stopped and the staff looking at them and just continuing on with their jobs. No bag checks, apparently. Travis Scott performing as people are trying to get resuscitated. Travis Scott apparently stopped the show twice. That's coming from one of my friends who doesn't think that was nearly enough, but that's what he said happened. And also reports of people being injected with some form of a substance that caused them to go crazy is borderline a terrorist attack, in my opinion.
No, that's a terrorist attack, fully, 100%.
That being said, unfortunately, 8 people died. ages 14, 16, 2 age 21, 2 age 23, 1 age 27, and 1 unknown. At least 23 people hospitalized, 300 people treated by on-site medics. At least 3 lawsuits as of Monday morning, reported by CBS, have been filed against Travis Scott, Drake, and Live Nation. Travis Scott has also offered to pay for the funeral costs of the 8 people deceased. And also, I'm going to read out Travis Scott's statement.
He also did mental health. He also bought for mental health. He's giving money for people that want to get therapy and stuff like that. Fortnite just dropped him, took off his like emoji thing, like his skin or whatever. So yeah.
Even in the recording of this, there's still a lot of things going on right now.
As we speak.
The Travis Scott statement: I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at the Astroworld Festival. Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life. I am committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support the families in need. Thank you to Houston PD, Fire Department, and NRG Park for their immediate response and support. Love you all. Honestly, doesn't really move me that much. But I guess and nowadays what statements really do. So I think that this is a total failure of the concert and festival system. Like everything that comes out, it becomes more and more apparent that money was put before making sure people had a good time and making sure that people were safe.
Capitalism.
This is the stage of capitalism where we're at, where it's the idea of rather not having something and needing it, surpassing the idea of having something and not needing it, which is flawed in any situation. Additionally, there's been a lot of people trying to press blame, put blame wherever and stuff like that. My whole thing about that is everybody involved, fans, the staff, Travis Scott, everyone involved deserves some form of blame. But one thing I do see happening, and I think isn't necessarily the best thing to do, is there's a lot of people who are essentially saying that it's not Travis's fault, it's his team's fault. And my whole issue with that is we need to stop giving people credit, giving one singular person credit for success, but then when there's a failure, blaming it on everybody else around them. Because the main responsibility of putting your name on something or being the leader of something is that when everything goes right, it's your credit, but at the same time, when things goes wrong, it's something that you have to own. And it just bothers me to see people defending people that they don't know because they feel some form of a connection to them when the person doesn't even know that they exist, if we're being really honest with you. If I'm really being honest with you. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And also, I guess the logical question here is, he canceled Day in Vegas, his performance there. But what does this mean for Travis Scott's career?
I don't know, dude. I have a lot of questions, like, to myself and just in the ether. It's hard, he just dropped 2 singles. Those singles, Apple Music can't promote those singles. I personally don't think that it should affect his career, personally. Mm-hmm. But I think that, it's about branding. And when you brand yourself as like a wild rager, and that wild raging kills 8 people, everyone's going to look at you to be like, all right, well, now you got to mature out of that. Mm-hmm. Travis Scott's not going to mature. That's just not who he is. It doesn't work like that. So it's interesting. This is like the worst thing that I could probably say, but there's a chance it makes his album, like, it changes it and like a lot, it makes it even better, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I look at it like Utopia, which is what the project was supposed to be, even though all that he's promoted is dystopia shit, is that I feel like he can't go that angle anymore. And I think that he is an emotional artist. And I think that he's going to have to like go back to the drawing board and like come off sincere about some of this shit on the album. The album, like, I'm thinking about stargazing. Is like on the second half of stargazing, he's like, and in that mosh pit, if ain't no injuries, I got him. Stay diving, nothing nosebleeds. Like it's one of those situations where like he's synonymous with chaos at shows. And so now that we've seen that shit play out, because like compare Astroworld show to a fucking Flognar show. Flognar not like that. They booing Drake. You know what I mean? Niggas at Astroworld dying over Drake. Like that's the difference. That's how the media is gonna look at it. And that's like the problem. You know, we can talk about like whether it's fucked up, whether it's not fucked up, whatever. Like we can do whatever we want. You and I know, and the people know, is that the media is only gonna look at it one way. Travis gonna look like a killer for the next probably like 6 months at least. You know, I personally think it's gonna blow over, but at the end of the day, it's like it's one of those things that's like now a tragedy.
Yeah.
And it's like a tragedy like forever.
Yeah. I mean,
so all of his chaotic nature is going to be met with that like, but like remember, like you killed 8 people. You know what I'm saying? So like I really don't know. Because I don't want to sit here and say he's going to end his career. I think artistically he's too talented for that. But I think that it's going to be really odd because he can't drop a bunch of rave music because people are going to be like, this makes me think about the people that died.
I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you.
I don't think that we're going to know what the answer is.
Yeah, until it happens.
I think what upsets me more is that there was a clear security, like we're not stopping this for anything.
Yeah.
There was a precedent of we're not stopping this for anything that started early in the day.
Yeah.
That was fucked. We could talk about the Travis Scott thing as much as we want. We could talk about that set and bring Drake out, and
we don't know where that mentality originated from, though. Is my whole point.
Yeah,
everybody,
and we also don't, and we don't know what the stat we don't know when the festival became like uninhabitable.
I mean,
and I don't think that it was only when Drake was there.
I mean,
I think that from what I've been reading, it was the whole night.
I mean, I'd argue it was from everybody. The time that people started breaking down the doors, as you stated like 10 minutes ago.
From the beginning. Like, so it's like it's one of those things where that it means that there were several hours of this event where it's like there's too many people here.
Yeah,
in broad daylight.
I mean, also,
there's way too many people here.
I mean, also, isn't it? I don't know about Texas because Texas is very loose on a lot of their governmental enforcement of protecting
don't
people.
even give me COVID.
But in New York City, there is a capacity limit for everything. Elevators, restaurants, clubs, there's capacity limits for everything.
There had to have been capacity.
The way Texas operates, I genuinely am not sure of that. I'm being honest. I'm genuinely not. They literally let.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Look at all the things that are preventable that happen in Texas. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely not confident that that's a thing there. So it should be.
I agree.
It definitely should be. So I don't know, man.
It's hard. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I think that the biggest thing for me is just making sure that this kind of like starts to set a precedent for the future.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, fans.
Everybody needs to look at
family members specifically. What?
Everybody needs to look at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a big fan person, and I'm a big family person. So, family members having to be shook whether their kid going to see their favorite artist will like come back from that is a crazy thing to even fucking consider. So things have to change. No back check, dude. What? Like that is wild to me.
Yeah,
like that in itself is wild to me because of how many young people he has at his shows and how many like you telling me, oh, it was mad easy to sneak in whatever. Yeah. Like that's wild to me for how young his fan base is. But I mean it's also like, you know, Live Nation. Like I blame Live Nation so much because it could have been any artist. that they were trying to, milk for money.
I mean,
and so I really think that the precedent on event setup has to be different. I'm not one into like that pod sectioning. If you've ever seen any of those videos, like post-COVID, like the lawn of the whatever performance is kind of like broken off into sections, and you kind of like have your own like platform, like where you like can like watch, and that's like a couch and stuff, and like it's like broken up like that. It's like little pods of like
that actually sounds great, to be honest.
It depends on the artist.
Because me
depends on the artist. If it's an artist you're trying to jump and have fun to, terrible.
I mean, me personally,
if it's like a comedy show. Perfect.
I mean,
that's
my whole thing in my general rule of comfort, and I guess at this point in life, is to try to stay away from environments where I'm going to be surrounded by people that can touch me and I don't know them.
Then why are you going to festivals? Don't go to festivals.
Probably not. If I go to a concert, it's going to be at MSG, because
I feel that
there is not a bad seat in the house at MSG, and I am not a New York
lying,
Knicks
but
fan.
MSG is the best arena on
I've
the
been
planet,
up there in the bleachers, and I can still see everything. I'm serious.
We're not lying.
I can see the lettering,
and I know you're lying.
I can see the lettering on Derrick Rose's.
I'm serious. Nigga, you a vertically challenged nigga. I don't know why.
I know, that's what I'm saying. All right. Anyway,
I've sat in things being like, oh well, this is obvious. Obviously, whoever built this didn't want me to see. But I'm an MSG, so I'll just look.
Do you need glasses?
Look at the banners.
But do you need glasses?
I don't need glasses. No, it was literally like a pillar in front of my face.
Oh, that don't count. I mean, like if you could actually see down there, that's just you just chose bad tickets. You chose a bad seat.
Look, this nigga said there's not a bad seat in the house. I said there was a seat that I had a whole column.
All right, RJ. We'll sacrifice the safety of everybody and remove this column so you can be able to pick whatever seat you want. We'll do that for you.
Nah, MSG is a place, man. I mean, that's a dream. I mean, people ask me about Knicks and Nets. I'm like, bro, I hate Barclays Center, and I would not want to watch the basketball team.
I like the Nets, but
I know you like the Nets, but
there is no
also
place.
Like a bum, so.
There is no place like MSG. There's absolutely no place like MSG.
There's no place like MSG.
Yeah, no place.
Doesn't exist.
Also,
not there.
Also another thing, I don't like Yankee Stadium, but that's a different story. City feels better.
I'm not going to that.
City.
But yeah, one shout out to all the families.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roddy Rich for
donating
sending all his money for all his the money that he received, his net. I love how he said the net profits that I made, all the money I made from this shit is gonna send the streams, everything. I'm gonna send that over. I fuck with that. But Roddy Rich, a real one, we already knew that.
Yeah. He's never done anything.
I want to see if this changes precedent. I personally believe that Travis Scott's apology was poor. I'm one of those people that I understand that it's difficult to, especially when you're in the middle of stuff and it could be litigation that's like, automatically coming out and just saying something like it's hard. You're going to have a whole team that's telling you what to say, what not to say, whatever. My thing is never post the Notes app apology ever. Just come out, do the Instagram live. Don't do an Instagram story. This nigga doing an Instagram story.
First of all, he had filters.
Black and white.
He had filters on that.
Why did you put a filter on that?
Come on.
Like that's weird, bro. Just go on Instagram live. Can't be edited. Just go on Instagram live. Be honest. Say you're sorry. He's supposed to care about fans. That nigga should be crying. Like I was surprised when that nigga wasn't really crying.
Anyway,
like that, I like at least have a little like that nigga nothing.
This has
like
been
if you really care about your fan, I didn't feel like there are other artists where I feel like they really care about their fans. Their fans are everything. Like Juice WRLD fans meant everything. Mac Miller fans meant everything. Fans were everything to them. They understood like the role that the fans played in everything that they did, and the connection was so genuine and sincere. And like Travis Scott, I thought was like of that vein. And honestly, his movements have been like anything but. And I don't know if it's like the Kardashian curse or what, but some a little bit off with the way that he been like handling this. And as a person that I feel like likes to, give fans treats, like he needs to treat us like well for like ever, for like the next like forever. Infinite.
Well, rest in peace to everyone who passed. Hopefully everyone who is hospitalized or was injured can make a full recovery. But yeah, this is what a weird weekend. It was just a weird weekend for hip hop. There's other things that but anyway, this has been the Cap, episode 226. That's RJ Levichin. I am Nate Sperlin. Thank you for listening and watching. Like and subscribe. Follow OldMilk, and yeah, just follow OldMilk on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. Read my new article about Lil Uzi's attention to detail and what it means for his next project, The Pink Tape. Also, check out the OldMilk Spins playlist on Spotify, which will be in a link in the description. And yeah, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, and we will see you next time. Clap, 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 clap.